Let's talk about the Asus ROG Strix with the older 8940HX CPU and Ryzen 5070 Ti. This laptop usually goes on sale for about $1,500 and is the usually in many markets the only laptop with 5070 Ti in this price range when it does go on sale. So that's the laptop we're talking about. Let's get into this right away. Now, cautions, most important thing, check other laptops. Okay, check other laptops that have a 5070 Ti. This is not a complete blind recommendation like a few laptop that has been there. So you need to check this laptop. Also, this is a very expensive laptop, so get the extra warranty, or however whatever it's called in your region, do get it. It's a big laptop, however there is no numpad, so be ready to that. All right, and here are a few things that you might, if you are researching about this laptop, you might come across and you might be confused a bit. Just read about them. For us it's not important. Now, summary. The main thing is, how much are you willing to sacrifice for that 5070 Ti? That's the only question. How much are you willing to sacrifice? Okay, yes, 12 GB VRAM is for the chip. That is, there is no other laptop usually in this price range that gives you 12 GB VRAM or more, be it Nvidia or any other GPU. Okay, great CPU and GPU performance out of the laptop. CPU, it's an older 7945HX rebrand, so quite an old CPU, 2 or 3 years old CPU, just rebranded, nothing new. So that is old. Display is quite, considering the price point, display is quite a weak thing. So just set this up in your mind that everything has gone into the 5070 Ti to get it for you at the lowest price. Some advertisement images like on Amazon or Best Buy are just plain wrong. There is no numpad backlight on this, there is no perky RGB in this laptop, so be careful of that. Just check the manufacturer's own website for those information. Don't expect great battery life. Okay, even though this is 90 watt-hour battery, CPU, GPU you can also, let's say you disable the GPU, the GPU, even then the battery life has been quite dodgy. You will see a lot of reviews, and even getting 4 hours on minimum has been a big trouble. Okay, pros and cons. Pros, it's the same old CPU. There's nothing, it's not bad, but it's just not new. That's it. It's the same as the 7940HX. It is behind the 275HX, the Intel's counterpart that you will usually find in this price range laptops. If you start but it's better than some non-HX CPU of the last few generations. Yeah, single core performance is not as high as any newer Zen 5 9955HX. Why do I bring this up? Because there is another laptop from Strix, from Asus ROG Strix, that has that CPU and the 3D Vcache CPU. If it's not on sale, if this current laptop is not on sale, it might be worth checking that laptop also, because you will get a single core performance close to what Intel is giving. CPU gives its 92% of the maximum performance when thermally limited to 85 degrees centigrade. That is what I have started to put in all of my reviews, because you need to know how much performance you are losing if you are planning on running a laptop for a long time. GPU is the strong suit here. Okay, it performs to its maximum, there is no complaint there. Great performance for the price. Sound, usually like Lenovo's Legion also miss out on their lower series product. For them it's lower price point but sound here is at least good. It is sort of directed towards the person sitting in front of the laptop, but it is still good. 2 RAM slot, 2 SSD slot. One SSD is Gen 4, one is Gen 5. Good upgradability. Minimum flex, body is strong. See, remember this is a Strix laptop, not a tough laptop. Tough are budget friendly line and Strix is premium line. No matter how much they try to mix match this, it's always preferable. If you are spending a lot of money, get the premium laptop. Yeah, RGB. By the way, this RGB gets in the way if you're trying to open up the laptop, so very carefully read the hardware manual provided by Asus. I had to check it for someone else a few days ago, and it was very detailed. Okay, so this means that every time you want to upgrade SSD or clean fans, you have to be very careful how to, don't just take the back plate out. I should have put this in con. Neutral stuff. There is one USB with 40 Gbps, so that is great, and it also has display port out. Good keyboard. Keyboard is good. Keyboard remains cool even in longer usages. In the recent Legion reviews that I did, that you will find in the same price point, 275HX, 255HX, there the keyboard used to get very hot in normal. It was so hot that you couldn't use it if you are gaming or doing anything. This was the laptop that I said there, that there are other laptops that remain cool under long-term usage. This is one of it. There is one exception to it. If you connect it to an external display, then the keyboard does get warm. Okay, so but the reason I didn't put it because if you connect this laptop to an external display, you will also connect an external keyboard, so not really matters. Anyways, neutral stuff doesn't matter. Yes, it's 90 watt-hour battery. Yes, after a lot of tweaks with Windows and stuff, you can get a few hours battery life, but do not expect great battery life when buying this laptop. Camera is usable. Okay, battery backup is already talked about this. Speaker, I should cut this line because speakers are good. It's just that they're not the best like the MacBook or something. What is expected from a gaming laptop? I will correct this line to what it exactly is. Anyways, even though it's a 1200p screen on 16-inch, it is pretty good. I know it is an IPS display. We'll talk about this in con. It is an IPS display. It is 300, but the just in terms of resolution, even 1200p on 16-inch is pretty fine. IPS display, yeah, this is going to be the bad stuff. Usually that's the price thing that we come back again to. You are paying for the GPU, and GPU is what you get. The display is an IPS. It's not a bad display. It's just not a display you will find when you are spending this much money. That's it. Okay, even if you will get an IPS display, you will get 500 600 nits or 550 nits and 100% DCI-P3 and everything, color correction and everything. So anyone looking for a color accurate work, videography, photography and all that stuff will be fine, but it's not here. Laptop is never silent. There will always be some noise. It's not irritating noise, but there is always some noise. I've already talked about this. Yeah, in some markets, this is not true for everywhere, but do check the reviews. In some markets, you will get the large 16 ampere, this huge plug with the laptop, so we'll need some sort of connector to plug it in your normal home. Anyways, rough edges, I guess that is can't really. In some markets, RAM is populated as 8+8. This is an AMD CPU. You will immediately need to upgrade to 24 GB at the minimum. So the extra 8 GB stick you will have to keep with yourself for the warranty of the laptop. After that you can sell it. So yeah, that is some extra money. Not per key RGB, even though it says per key RGB, it's not there. No touchpad, no numpad, so glowing thing, it's not there. If you do no tuning on the CPU, it will hit 95 degrees. Okay, it will hit for a few moments, then it will come down and then give decent performance, but it's always preferable you just go in and put a limit on the CPU temp by going to custom mode 85 degrees. It will still be fine. Big laptop, no numpad, and the major con is that it is low brightness, only 300 nits, which is still fine indoors, but you will notice it when you will start to comparing this laptop in the market with other laptop in the same price range. I guess no HDR, no. So you know what, who actually, yeah, I will talk about it later. So benchmark scores, everything is here. Main thing was the temperature, we already talked about that. 5080 is 28% faster than this in the laptop GPU we are talking about. If you do CPU GPU stress test, so basically any sort of gaming, CPU stays very cool, GPU is always cool, so there is no issues there. Anything else do I want to say? No. Now coming back to the who should buy this laptop. Now I'm just talking about when you can buy it in sale at $1,600. We're not talking about the price it usually sells at, because that is the only way when to buy it. You want the maximum GPU performance, that's it, and you are willing to sacrifice the display. No, there are people who will still want the greatest display. There is one use case which actually someone actually bought it, and after that he contacted me, so that was his use case, and I think that makes a lot of sense, is to use the laptop as a sort of desktop. You have your monitor at home, okay, you have your laptop there, you have as you remember, it has one USB with 40 Gbps speed. You connect a hub, you connect it with the display. You do not use the laptop's own display normally, okay. So when he is working, he has plugged it out, everything. When it's a desk setup, when he goes home or work anywhere, he takes it out, okay, and uses the laptop's display for normal stuff. So I guess that's the use case, that you are fine letting go of the display, okay, and you can connect an external display if you have to do color critical work. Now the main question everyone will ask is, do I need an OLED display? Do I need 100% DCI-P3, 100% accurate display? How do I know? So 100% sRGB screen, this is still 100% sRGB. That means the colors are accurate enough for normal usage. For gaming, movies, you will not notice it, okay. Comparing with an OLED, OLEDs are glossy, but OLEDs are very accurate. A lot of you have AMOLED phones, so they look pretty good. Movies, pictures are pretty good. But talking about just IPS 300 nits, that is what I have been using. This is a 350 nits 300 nits display that I'm using here. This laptop right here, it's also 300 nits, yeah, exactly, 350 nits, and it is IPS, and it is 100% sRGB. So I have been using that sort of display. It's not really a problem unless you are doing color accurate work, that's all. It's not really a problem. Yeah, but one thing is that if you are used to OLED, if you keep seeing OLED screens and OLED TVs, you will notice it. Otherwise, if you haven't, it's all right. My recommendation, check the market, okay. If there is other laptop that you can that gives you a decent screen even with IPS, but 500 nits or 100% DCI-P3 color accurate screen, if there is another laptop that is available with 5070 Ti or higher, try to go with that. If it's not, if it's on sale and you are fine knowing that, yeah, the display won't be the best, but it's still good, I say this laptop is the way to go. Okay, that's all. See you next time.